assure people that you'll get your money back, but I'd like to be very honest with you. If you've invested in this specific thing, unless there's a miracle, your money is gone. Your money has vanished. Indeed, if by the time they end up tracing, if they ever do, where your money is gone, it's not likely to be left alone where it is. So if you've recorded any losses and you didn't insure the transaction, people also don't know that you can insure transactions. You can insure a transaction to say that if it goes bad, you can get your money back. I don't know if that is done here, but the honest to God truth is that you're paying for your stupidity, to put it bluntly. You're paying for your stupidity, because this isn't the first time. Come 2026, 27, another set of people will fall victim to the same thing. EFCC said it was already tracking the CBS trading platform before the recent outcry. On the morning brief yesterday, Dele Oyewale, who is the spokesperson of the EFCC, said the anti-graft agency has been receiving numerous calls and so on and so forth. I think it's just trying to hype people. You are not likely to get anything, trust me. I'm not likely to. There's a victim here who says he lost over $7,000. Now, why would anyone put hard-earned $7,000 on a scheme like this? And I'll tell you why. Generally, we don't seem to have a regard for money in this country, principally because it's always so easy. Access to money is relatively easy. Through let me go and meet brother. Oh, let me go and meet my honorable. Oh, let me dupe my company. Oh, let me if I go to church and I sub enough, there are various ways by which you can get money easily without hard work. You try it in Europe. The only money you are likely to get in cash in Europe is your hard-earned money, unless you are an outright criminal.
Call a radio station.
Sorry?
Can even call a radio station.
Yeah. So the only money you can get is out from hard work. But because we have in our minds, we always have, my neighbor has just been made an honorable. I'm going to Mecca. Let me talk to my counselor. We have all these various, and it is not helped. Again, I'm sorry to say, by a religious inclination. They call it something helper, my divination helper. Your pastor will tell you to pray for a helper. He won't tell you to pray for God to give you the strength and the brains to work hard. It's always about miracle. It's always about helper. Therefore, we don't have the regard people to that. I look at some people who want to jackpot and I can't but laugh.
Why? The
kind of money that people spend to leave your country to a place where you're not sure, and you go lock, stock, and barrel. Well, if you live in Europe, you know that apart from little subsidies you get from government, which might not necessarily come in cash, you're on your own. You're on your own.
No one gives a shit about you.
Yes. So this gentleman, I feel sorry for him, but hey, if I had $7,000, I wouldn't be thinking of a scheme.
Uncle Jimmy, did you hear of the woman who lost, I think, $86,000 or $83,000?
So many of them.
She was crying in your state.
There are some there are some people who lost money. They haven't even been able to tell anybody that they lost money. Some can't even tell their wives because the wife will be asking, so you had this kind. We've seen that before. There was I remember way back, I think during Shagari's time, when a man who was actually like a beggar amongst his, I think he was a politician of some sort. When the then wasn't the EFCC, I wonder what it was. Anyway, when they discovered how much he had looted, everybody close to him was surprised. Some people my age, would probably know who I'm talking about. And we had another victim. This one says that this $7,000 said yes, $7,000 said, how do I start now? This place is being used as the office. I actually confused initially because you see online something. Is this China Inner Beijing Equity Exchange? And you see CBEX, which is this one. They promise A1 technology assisted crypto trading. You don't fall for these things. Because I said, honestly, to be honest with you, we do have in our brains, we have easy access. We have easy access to money. Another victim blamed his wife. How can you blame her? He blamed his wife. He said that my wife actually puts me into it. She advised me strongly to take advantage of it, that I should withdraw my dormant savings in First Bank and invest in CBEX. I did. See where it landed me today. I thought I was smart before, but I have been scammed eventually. Though a lot of people who joined earlier have made millions of naira from it, I was just being unfortunate. It's a pyramid scheme. It's well known. It's a pyramid. Okay, when you start, they meet all the obligations, then it gets expanded. When it gets to almost the top of the pinnacle of the pyramid, they swipe everything from under and disappear and go start with another company entirely.
Yeah.
But the sad story, though, one pensioner died, very unfortunate. He held his chest and passed.
Oh.
Yes. And also, 1 second, please. Also, a medical doctor is on bed over the loss at Abule Egba General Hospital. About 50 nurses are affected. We learned that a victim, a woman, also committed suicide yesterday after learning of the crash. We learned that she obtained a loan, handed it to her husband to invest in CBEX. Even ICT experts and bankers were also victims. I put the word out yesterday that I still can't find a specialist that we can talk to who can give us a breakdown of what could have happened, but we're going to continue to work at it. But let me tell you, it's better if you have a mindset to believe in miracles, believe in yourself, your ability to work hard, earn your money, and spend it wisely. There is no shortcut to wealth. I repeat, there is no shortcut to wealth. If money was so easy to make, the CBEX people themselves wouldn't set up CBEX. They'd be mocking the money by themselves. I hope we've all learned a lesson on this one.
All right. Uncle Jimi, I heard about more than 40 people have been hospitalized, though.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Some people have
So you talked about China-Beijing exchange, and this is one of the things that have been confusing me, because there's a company called China-Beijing Exchange, which I think is different, because that's it's authorized by the Chinese government. But there's this one, I think it's crypto bank exchange.
Kofi,
and this is how they deceive people. So.
Kofi, let's be honest with ourselves. If you have to be principled in this world. There are so many things out there that look so attractive. Even something as small as buying online. Okay, the kind of advertisements you see. Oh, if you put this on your teeth, it will come white overnight, and all kinds of funny things like that. If you have diabetes, it will go. There's no known cure for diabetes. It has to be managed. But yet every day you see adverts and all kinds of things online. You have to be discerning. This responsibility lies with the individual. There is no easy money anywhere, to the best of my knowledge. Once it becomes that easy, the whole economic situation will be wiped out. It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
Next story: how anti-Tinubu gang up can triumph. This is political musings by Ike Aboying, back page of today's New Telegraph.
There's this guy, this New Telegraph, nice paper, I must say, has this writer. His name is Ike Aboying, and he has done an analysis I was able to quickly run through this morning and talk about how the anti-Tinubu gang up can triumph. Now, all of us know that the race for 2027 has started, and people are, those concerned and those who feel they can are ganging up. I don't like the word ganging up, but they're getting together, to see if they can wrest power from the gentleman. I think it's going to be very tough. Some of those who are ganging up are not sincere. Some of them are moles. At the appropriate time, you will see that some of them are most quite, because you see, always remember that the Nigerian politician is there for himself. And when I say there for himself, for his welfare and that of his family. And so they always like to go where the sugar and the honey is. They're like ants. So I suspect that some of them will be deployed to those parties to go and scatter them. Okay? But we'll see as time goes on. Some of them have an inordinate ambition. Some of them are not ready to sacrifice their own personal ambition. They don't realize that, look, let's get this out of the way. When the grounds are clearer, that I can then try to get my own ambition fulfilled. So a lot of things are going to get in the way, but it's not impossible. But the most important thing which I asked Steve Bode George is that, or rather, which I also then told him, is that we don't have a Goodluck Jonathan sitting in Aso Rock. It's not going to go down without a fight. So they had better be prepared. He's going to, what did he say? He's going to grab it and run away with it, whatever he said the last time. I'd like you to find time to read his political musings by Ike Aboy. And he says how anti-Tinubu gang can triumph. But I saw something here in what he said that I think I'd like to read to you. Listen, he says, removing an unpopular government where elections are not free and credible requires a multifaceted approach. Among the top strategies to achieve this include, but are not limited to, pushing for rigging-proof electoral reforms, strengthening critical democratic institutions like independent electoral commission and judiciary, free and independent media, and vibrant civil society. There is no indication that Nigeria's opposition is making any deliberate efforts to ensure the birthing of any of these enhancing variables. And he goes on to say, for the opposition to achieve all these desirables, unity and strong leadership are essential. Collaboration and unity among opposition parties are crucial to securing victory against the ruling APC. Only a united front from the opposite camp can pool resources, expertise, and support to challenge an obstinate incumbent president like Tinubu. Obstinate. In addition, and very critically, the opposition needs a strong, charismatic candidate who can rally support and articulate a compelling vision for the country. In concluding this conversation, I would like to leave the opposition group in Nigeria with these soothing remarks by a Rwandan author of Pearls of Eternity, Bankambiki, who, as he exposes what makes the opposition unable to surmount their enemies. This is what Bankambiki said. Are you listening? He says, if you aren't destroying your enemies, it's because you have been conquered and assimilated and do not even have an idea of who your enemies are. You have been brainwashed into believing you are your own enemy and you set against yourself. The enemy is laughing at you as you tear yourself to pieces. That is the most effective warfare an enemy can launch on his foes, confounding them. God help us. So, Ike Aboy is on the back page of the New Telegraph. How anti-Tinubu gang up can triumph.
All right, we go to the next paper. Okay, maybe it's the last one. NSIA grows. No, this is not what we're talking about. Dangote Refinery slashes fuel price again to 835 naira per liter. Good news there.
Well, the good news is that Dangote, the story here says that Dangote Refinery has announced a reduction in the ex-depot price of petrol from 865 to 835. Okay, and the 30 naira reduction was contained in a statement made by Dangote Petroleum and so on and so forth. So the challenge is that you now have to find out which of these petrol stations sells Dangote fuel. Not all of them sells Dangote fuel. I know one of them told imports fuel directly from France, but others get from NNPC and some other funny sources. Unfortunately, I know those who sell Dangote fuel, but I can't announce it. I'm not into the marketing department. I can't tell you go to this one, this one, this one. But what do you need to do? When you get to any petrol station, I think they are duty bound to announce their prices or their rates, as the case may be, the prices. So check And, once it's not, you have a feeling, because whilst Dangote fuel will be selling, if it's about 865, we will be selling for about 875 or thereabout. The others will be selling over 900. So that gives you some form of indication. I honestly wish I could tell you which petrol station to go, but I'm not allowed to do that. I haven't been. Nobody's going to pay. If I go to run a commercial, nobody's going to pay me. Nobody's going to pay the station. If you get what I mean. But it's getting interesting. This is not the reduction I'm looking forward to, though. I can't wait till the day when I'll be buying at something like 400 naira a litre. In all honesty, that for me then would have been a proper reduction. But they say half bread. This is more than half bread, but it's better than none.
Half bread is better than akara. Uncle Jimi, I have a question for you. The
Yes.
global oil prices have gone down by I think $6 US. $70 per barrel to $64 per barrel. $1 now is about 1,600 naira. So if it's 1,600 naira, I mean, should we? I don't know the mathematics, but should it be a bit more than this 30 naira difference?
No, the price of when it comes to refining, the price of crude, I don't think is up to 10% of the total cost of producing getting it to PMS. Of course, equipment, services, and so on and so forth. So the price of the main crude might not reflect that much
in the liter.
In the liter, yes, might not reflect that much, because there are other considerations that go along with it.
All right. Have we done the story already? Insecurity Western's headsmen kill 144 in Plateau, Benue in 14 days.
Yes, this is an update. This today's paper.
Yes.
This is an update. Just to give an update, what we do have, the insecurity is getting worse. Indeed, the headline in the Vanguard says that insecurity worsens in Plateau and in Benue. Now, ask yourself, if this trend continues and it spreads, will you be in a position to conduct elections in 2027? If this pattern continues. So always have that stock at the back of your head. That pray that it doesn't spread and we don't have a situation where we probably would have a state of emergency in 3/4 of the country, and it will be impossible to conduct elections in those circumstances. If you need to keep that in perspective, anytime you get a story like this in the Vanguard which says insecurity worsens, you need to get that. And I'm saying this with a reason behind it, which of course I cannot state. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, like Fela said when he was in Berlin in 76, I'm sorry, I can't help you. But keep your eyes on the ball. Keep your eyes on the ball. I don't think this is just an act of nature, and I think it could jolly well be. It might be some kind of design that frightens me. But I hope it doesn't succeed. Next.
That's chilling. Leadership tussle. Court nullifies Obasa's removal as Lagos Speaker.
One of the most difficult parts of my job in recent times is trying to analyze what's going on with the gentleman called Obasa, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. And when I asked one of their members, he too was as bewildered as I was. When I asked Uncle Jimi, I don't know. I don't know. Because I thought this gentleman was supposed to withdraw the case. He didn't. Now he has a court judgment that says that his removal was unconstitutional. So he was never removed as Speaker. Okay? But the challenge that he has now is that he has to, at some point now, he has to summon the House. I won't go into the judgment, principally because, I don't believe I want to give an opinion. How can I give an opinion on judgment when I'm not even a lawyer? Neither do I particularly subscribe to trying to analyze every judgment or to try to be critical of judgment. I think I would love us to keep the sanctity of the courts It's difficult in these times, given the perception that most of us have of the judiciary, but I'm kind of inclined to still want to retain and hope that some internal process will make the judiciary better. Because look, the day people lose hope in the judiciary totally, we are done. We are done. It's chaos. And self-help, of course, in situations like this, don't really help. But the story says that Justice Yetunde Pinheiro yesterday declared the removal of Mr. Mudashiru Obasa as illegal and unconstitutional. This story doesn't say anything about having spoken to Mr. Obasa yesterday. I'm hoping that by today, some media, radio or whatever, will be able to get his opinion on this, and we'll be able to ask him what is the way forward for him. Some of you are asking, Jimi, why don't you go and talk to him? Okay, let me just say I'm still thinking about this. And this photograph here, I have to say congratulations to my two friends here. There was a wedding, and the father of the groom is my good friend Shegun Akiloye. I don't know whether he's Mr. or Chief. And representing the groom's father here is Mr. Tony, another friend of mine, my childhood friend Tony Oshiboju. And but I'll say happy. How do you greet happy married life to the couple, Mr. and Mrs. Thorpe, Tolulope and Omobalanle Thorpe. Congratulations.
Rivers under scrutiny as reps invite sole administrator Ibas. No apology yet from Fubara. Wike replies to Mpolo. Okay, Rivers women call for removal of CP Adepoju. Reinstatement of Governor Fubara. Want international community to take diplomatic stand on Rivers situation. I never summoned Fubara deputy for probe. That's Ibas.
Again, this is just like an update. Of course, you know what's going on in Rivers is what's going on in Rivers is an ongoing drama that we keep watching. By the way, I hope you heard of the demand. The Nigerian Bar Association, apparently, it appears, wanted to have their annual whatever in Rivers, and were giving 300 million when Sim Fubara was still in the seat. But I think in some kind of protest, they moved it to, I think, Enugu State or so. Anyway, so Ibas is now saying that they should refund the 300 million, and the NBA insists that it is a gift. I think Ibas should just concentrate on the work he's come to do. He'll be out of there soon anyway, than want to push. He believes that it was some kind of hosting right. Yes, that might be implied at the back end. But if it is given as a gift, don't go be that. I mean, that's the way it is. But he has a lot of work on his hands. He should concentrate on, it shouldn't get involved in simple things like this. That should be the least of his worries. Also, here it talks about Wike saying, listen to this. You know, Tom Polo last weekend made an appeal to Wike to let peace reign and let Fubara, apparently come back and so on and so forth. And Wike said Fubara has not apologized to him. Excuse me. Apologize to him as what? For God's sake, Fubara, whether he likes it or not, whether he was the one God used, no matter who he thinks he is, Fubara is the governor. I said, hey, Fubara, that he has not apologized to me. I don't know how they do these things in politics. I don't know how this works. So what would let peace reign is if Fubara apologizes to Wike. I beg second base. I'm an old man now. I can't take this kind of so annoying.
All right, Uncle Jimmy, have you attended the NBA Annual General Conference or have you been around,
have I what?
Have you attended the NBA Annual General Conference before?
Yes, I was involved some years back. I was some consultant to the NBA then, and when They wanted to launch the seal and whatever, but it was a grand event.
Yeah, it's usually a huge event. Yes. One of those years, I had a family occasion, and my guests who were coming into Port Harcourt could not find a single flight into town.
No,
they couldn't find a single flight.
It was a grand event. It was held here in Lagos, I think. Mrs. Adekoya SAN was the president of the NBA then.
What I'm driving at is that the impact on a local economy, when the hell is huge, and I think that is what probably the Rivers people may be looking at. That this was supposed to come here. We took money from our coffers to give it to you. You are bringing it to our state. Take this money.
Is Rivers?
And no, it's Rivers money.
Rivers, but Rivers is just an administrator. He's just
so they're going to go spend that money in Enugu State. They're going to boost the economy of Enugu State to the detriment of Rivers State.
The NBA wants to make a statement that Rivers
make your statement, but return the money, because that money is meant.
How can you return a gift?
Well, it was a gift, but it was a gift with a purpose. So we have to go because now it will be spent in Enugu State to the detriment of Rivers people, the hotels, the restaurants, the transportation people, even the women who would have. So good, sir. On a serious note, so I think that's where it's coming from.
No. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the law would say about such a thing, but the problem really is that the NBA doesn't want Ibas to attend their conference because they believe that his emergence is unconstitutional.
Then return the money. Say, hey, we won't host the conference in your state again.
Do you know the losses they will incur by moving it to another state?
Okay, we have to go.
Okay,
thank you.
It's 8:00. The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.